What's good? It's Khalil Jamar. Hope that all is well with you guys. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. If this is not your first time on my channel, welcome back. Now today I'm going to be talking about the age-defying 59-year-old Rusty Jeffers. And if you don't know who Rusty Jeffers is, he is a bodybuilder who's competed pretty much his whole life. He started competing at the age of 12 years old. The first time he stepped on stage was around 14 years old, and he's competed as recently as 2023. And in 2023 when he competed at the IFBB Pro West Coast Classic, and he actually won. Now, he did do some other stuff outside of bodybuilding that I'm not going to get into today. I'm not going to talk about that at all. But if you want more information as to what I'm talking about, just type in the name Carl Hardwick into Google. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But today, regardless of what Rusty did outside of bodybuilding, he's still been able to maintain, and it almost seems like he's almost been able to improve as well his physique over the course of almost 40 years. And there's a few key things that I think that Rusty does that allows him to maintain the physique he has now. Now, one is the way he works out. Rusty Jeffers mixes up the way he works out. He doesn't just follow one type of philosophy. So he's throwing something new at his body all the time, which forces his body to adapt and always be in a mode where it's responding. And usually when your body is in a mode where it's always responding, the response it usually has is muscle growth. And an example of what I mean by he's mixing up his workouts, he might try for a training cycle, for example, a Mike Mentzer type of workout where it's high intensity, heavy weights, and then he might follow an Arnold Schwarzenegger type of workout. So it doesn't seem that he is tied down to just one philosophy. It also seems that he does believe that not just for himself, but for other people as well, that they should try different types of training styles, and from those training styles, figure out what works best for them, and then tailor the way they work out around that and what works for them, so that they can reach the best physique, that they can reach maybe even the best performance as well. Now, I couldn't find too much information on exactly what Rusty Jeffers eats, but I did find a post in a forum that I believe he did create the post, but he talks a little bit about his macro breakdowns. So as you can see here, he eats high in protein, pretty low in carbs for his size. He's 200 plus pounds, and then he's only eating about 30 grams of fat, which is also pretty low. And I don't think I mentioned the protein, but he's eating over 400 grams of protein. So there you can see he's eating a lot of food, but it's very high in protein, which is also going to help with the muscle growth. The low amount of fat that he's eating is to maintain his leanness. And even though the fat is a little bit low and the protein is very high and the carbs are low, you usually see bodybuilders eat this way anyway, so that they can keep their fat low and stay as lean as possible. He also talks about in this post some of the supplements that he takes. Now, he mentioned several supplements, but I'm really only going to go over the three that I think is helping him the most. And those are calcium citrate, chromium GTF, and L-glutamine. Now, the calcium citrate is going to help with bone and heart health. This is going to help the body to maintain itself so that it is in a position to continue progressing. Chromium GTF, which this allows to helps to allow a person to burn off more fat while maintaining more muscle. The L-glutamine is going to help reduce muscle mass breakdown, and then it's also going to aid in tissue repair as well. But Father Time is going to hit us all at some point, so we're going to have to face the fact that past the age of 30 years old or so, we're going to face a decrease of 3 to 5% for the rest of our life in muscle breakdown. Now, we can't combat that, but I think these three supplements is helping Rusty Jeffers a lot, because he's at the very least combating against Father Time. So even though we're all going to be impacted by it, seems like somebody like Rusty Jeffers is using these supplements, even the way he works out and his diet, to minimize the impact that Father Time is going to have on us all. Now, I went over his workout, I went over his diet, I went over some of the supplements that he's been taking. The obvious kind of thing that you want to address as well is, has Rusty Jeffers taken steroids? Now, I couldn't find too much information on this, but I'll show you guys this video of him talking on a podcast. Now, before you guys watch this clip, I want you to remember that Rusty Jeffers is 5'8".
When you're younger, obviously you can handle some serious weights and stuff, and I think it's the different goal that you have in mind, because like when you're trying to get as big and huge as possible, well, you got a different mindset and you're doing different things than saying, okay, I'm going to try to be the best quality that I can be. I'm about 225 pounds right now. I'm, back in the day, I was up to 270 in the off season sometimes,
As you can see, he says he got up to 270 pounds in the off season at 5'8", even being, I think he said he's 225 now, even being that heavy at 5'8" and being that lean, somebody is going to suspect that he's on steroids or using some type of PED. Now back to him being 270 in the off season. You know who else was that size in the off season? Phil Heath. And Phil Heath actually talked about some of the steroids that he took on a podcast with Chris Williams. And some of the steroids and PEDs that Phil Heath had taken were testosterone, growth hormone, DECA, Winstrol. And I'm not saying that this is a definite, and this definitely means that Rusty Jeffers is on steroids or PEDs. All I'm saying is if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it just might be a duck. But guys, that is the end of the video. If I missed any information or if I didn't have anything in this video that I should have mentioned, definitely leave that in the comment section. If you guys have your own opinions or comments about Rusty Jeffers, if you know more about, for example, if he did take steroids or PEDs, leave that information in the comment section as well. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you do like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later.